Welcome back to the Fourth and Wrong podcast. It's been a minute. That's my own fault. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm one of your hosts, Colin, joined here by not Brendan, Marshall, Donnie, and Dallas. So, like I said, it's been a hot minute. Last time we talked, I think it was the week after the Super Bowl was the last episode that came out at this point. Maybe we got one other off-season pod out there. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a minute. But last 2 weeks, we've recorded a couple episodes, and I just never got around to editing them. But there's been a couple big things, like, free agency happening.
Before Colin's even
So we're gonna take a second right here. We're gonna cut back in time to last week's episode when we were talking about free agency, and we'll see you in a minute.
This has been one of the biggest, probably I wouldn't say that it has the biggest people maybe per se, but probably the most people, I would think. So obviously not bigger names, but more people, I would think. And it's been wild, and we're literally going to get right into it. There's nothing else to talk about really besides free agency. So I have a list of people that we're going to go through. We're just going to name them and talk about a little bit of some of them. I literally have them in order from quarterbacks to every position until on defense. So, but like I said, a lot of these won't get talked about that much, except for probably 2 or 3 big ones from each position group. So let's not waste time. Let's just get right into the biggest free agent signings. And there will probably be more after this episode. Because honestly,
we're recording this on a Tuesday night of free
agency actually opens tomorrow, but obviously,
so a lot more shit is going to happen by the time this episode comes out. So just bear with us. This is just what has happened by the time we're recording.
Exactly. So getting into the quarterbacks, probably the biggest one. Kirk Cousins signed a $180 million over 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons.
Dude,
probably one we got to talk about a little bit.
Tell you what, there has never been a bigger bag getter than Kirk Cousins. Specifically a bag getter in terms of relation to how much talent he has.
I'm starting off the podcast with a question.
That man is going to make over $300 million in his career. That is insane. It's Kirk Cousins.
It's deserved. It's deserved.
Shut up.
And that's not even
the biggest Michigan State homer of all
it's
time.
Really not.
He does
the
not.
Quarterback.
It's not crazy at all, honestly.
I'm starting off with a question to anybody watching this. Me and Donnie are 2 people that think that Kirk is great. Like a guy, like I seriously, like if we didn't have, like I'm seriously to the point, like I think Kirk could probably do better than Goff on the Lions. I'm dead serious. Kirk on a Ben Johnson offense might win MVP. I'm dead serious. And I'm on the same train as Donnie. I wasn't about 2 years ago, and then last year, I was like, all right, yeah, Kirk's starting to prove a little bit more. And then the beginning of last year, I said, yeah, the disrespect to Kirk has to stop. And so me and Donnie are on the Kirk is great chain. Dallas and Colin are on the he is good train. They still think he's good.
I was going to say he's good, but he's pretty mid.
No, Dallas thinks he's good. Colin thinks he's mid.
I think he's closer to mid than he is great, though.
That's crazy to say. Kirk
Cousins, he's still good.
When I think mid
solid.
QB,
he's not going to win you playoff games.
I think, yeah, but look at what he's dealt with, like the last, like this year, like, okay, yeah, they went 12-5 2 years ago and went to the playoffs. Yeah, they lost to the Giants. Okay, yeah, so they made it to the playoffs at least. Like we look at what Stafford did
that year.
We look what
they
Stafford
were a unit.
What
they
Stafford
had everything
did,
around.
They were one of the luckiest teams.
I don't know if
NFL history that year.
I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know if Donnie's gonna
every single win.
I don't know. You still
every win they had was on one.
Part of that is luck,
possession.
But at some point, you're just doing more than the other team to win. Sometimes, part of it's luck, part of it is game-winning plays.
It's the exact same thing as the 2016 Lions. That's my favorite Lions team to watch of all time. But they weren't like the best.
I think last year's Vikings team. Not this last year, but you know what I mean. I think that Vikings team is significantly better than that Lions team was.
I don't know if Donnie's gonna like this one or not, but I want to say,
but it's the exact same effect of every win was a pull it out of their ass. Holy fuck! How did they do that kind of win?
I don't know.
They literally were 13-0 in fucking 1-score games or 11-0. It was something like that. Like it was.
They had a shit ton of 1-score.
I don't know if Donnie will like this or not, but I'm comparing Kirk Cousins to on the Vikings how Matt Stafford was on the Lions. He literally was so great And he was good. Now listen, he was so great, and I think he was a really good quarterback. But his team, I feel like, was some of the reason he got held back. And obviously now, same situation as then, like going to the Falcons. I don't know if he'll do I doubt he'll do the same thing as Stafford did to the Rams. But I'm saying like I think that he's a great QB, but his team is what makes him people look at him. He's
I
like,
mean,
yeah.
no, I wouldn't say that. I would say it's definitely not that. I think because first off, the Vikings are a lot better than any Lions. The Vikings this year, roster wise, was better than almost any Lions team Matthew Stafford ever had. So like
2014 Lions were great, man.
that was a great team, but that was Matthew Stafford's only great team. And like, yeah, but
But
that's neither here nor there. But I think the reason Kirk gets so much shit is because people look at that Vikings offense and like give him shit because like, oh, you have Justin Jefferson, how are you not going to win? So in that degree, it's kind of Matthew Stafford esque.
but
Like, but
before we
I
move on to a different free agent, I think I'm gonna. Well, we can all kind of throw out what we think Kirk's gonna do. Do I think this team's gonna go win a Super Bowl? No. Now, do I think that they can actually like make the
I think
playoffs
they'll
and win?
contend for their division,
I
but I
think
don't
they
think they're
can
gonna.
absolutely win their division. Bijan, you got
Because
Drake
the
London,
NFC
you got
South kind of
Kyle
sucks.
Pitts, you got Darnell
and
Mooney,
it
who
sucks. It's awful.
like, and then they've been building on their defense a little bit. I think this
Like your
Atlanta
biggest threat is Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Like
I
Which
also
is
think
kind of a unit though. Not
I
gonna
also
lie.
think I think Kurt's pulling the Tom Brady, not same thing, but pulling the Tom Brady of moving south to finish his career out down there and retire.
100%.
Like absolutely
Because
everyone
isn't it,
wants
his
to.
wife's family's from Georgia, right?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that.
It's
That's
kind
a
of
nice place
shocking
to
he actually
end his
moved.
career.
But
Detroit
Kinda
wasn't an
shocking.
option for him to return home to Michigan, so
could
he's
you
got to go down
imagine?
where his
Could
wife.
you imagine Brad Holmes went out and did that and got
If
like
we didn't
fucking
have
Like,
Goff,
sorry,
if we
Goff,
didn't have Goff,
we're signing a quarterback pretty comparable to you for way more money. Like,
if we didn't
so
have Goff, I would have definitely been on like the let's go get Kirk sweepstakes. If Goff wasn't playing well and like
I
we
was
were
gonna
in the
say, if
third
Goff had
quarterback,
an ass
we
year this year, like
we
he had
could have
regressed again, then I would have been like,
he could have
you know what,
100%
screw
had
it.
Kirk because I could easily see Kirk being like, yeah, I want to go home to play. Like he's kind of doing that
That'd
with
be
his
pretty
like
cool.
his wife's family in Atlanta. Like it's kind of the same kind of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
but next one, probably another big one we could talk about for a good 4 or 5 minutes is Russell Wilson technically signed a 1 year, $1.2 million deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But they signed a $1.2 million deal, but you got to realize the Broncos are still paying him what 40 million, $30 million
Yeah.
a year.
So
that is a huge
despite
one.
what Donnie is immediately gonna say as soon as he starts his comments, Russell Wilson is definitely taking over for Kenny Pickett. I think everybody in the world, other than Donnie, understands that, knows that. Donnie seems to think it's more of a competition and thinks that Kenny is actually better and will win the competition, which I don't think is true. But I don't think you're going to sign a quarterback like Russell Wilson if you weren't planning on making him the starter, especially because, like, I know that like part of it was Matt Canada last year. Don't get me wrong. That's his name, right? Their old
Part
OC.
of it.
Yeah.
Part of it is crazy to say.
Part of it, yes.
Part
But like,
of it.
I don't know.
My favorite thing
I
ever
just don't
was
think
when
he's good
the
at the
first
NFL
game
level.
after
Like,
Matt
that's
Canada,
fine. That happens all the time. You
the
get
first game
quarterbacks that
after
are
Matt
good in
Canada,
college and they suck in the NFL.
the
It
first game
happens.
after Matt Canada was great, and then the game after that they sucked, and all the comments went back to bring back Matt Canada. It was literally like reversal. But I'm gonna set as soon as I stop talking, Donnie. I'm gonna let if you want it.
I'm not going crazy.
I'm gonna let you say your piece. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We'll let you. No one interrupt Donnie and let him say whatever the hell he wants and explain his side. Go ahead, Don.
First off, we need to like not do this like I'm the fucking Steelers fan of the group or something. Can we fucking calm down?
You are the Steelers fan.
I don't hate the Steelers. Yeah, I don't hate Kenny Pickett.
I mean, I don't hate the Steelers. I'm
Whoa,
on
Colin,
dick
we
riding Kenny
interrupted.
Pickett all the time. Sorry.
Whoa,
Sorry.
You gotta
My
restart
bad,
the
my
timer.
bad.
Goddamn, dude.
Yeah, restart.
My
the
bad.
fucking timer.
Restart the timer.
2
My
minutes,
bad. My
30
bad.
starting now.
But no, the only thing I will give you guys in that the Russ is the starter conversation is I can't remember who I was listening to brought it up. For Kirk or for not Kirk, for Wilson to sign there so quickly, I'd say. Like he wasn't available that long and tampering had just started. You know, he's probably fucking talking to people. But the legal tampering hadn't really hadn't even started yet. So like, how many conversations could he really had? The only thing I will say is that it is for how quick he signed. It's going to be hard for him to have just signed there thinking like, oh, this is a competition. Like I think he wanted to go to the Steelers. I think that's a team he would like. He like it was either them or maybe Minnesota. I think he would have went to Minnesota for the thought of like there's no competition, like there's fucking nobody there. If they would have drafted somebody, maybe, but like it's your job. But I don't think it's a slam dunk. Kenny is done. Ship him out of town. I think the only way
No,
that
Kenny's the
this
backup.
isn't
Sorry.
like, I think
Breaking the
I
fourth
think
wall.
the only way it's like not even a competition, not even close, like what you guys are saying, is if they trade Kenny or cut Kenny right now. Like I think that's the only way it's not even a discussion. Mike Tomlin, like this is the same front office that drafted Kenny. Like Tomlin is not going to move on. I think that they went into this offseason thinking like Kenny's the guy, like we're going to roll with Kenny. And then like reports are they had a change of heart. I don't even think that's a lie or anything. I think that they might have had a change of heart and are like, okay, we're gonna bring in Russ and like it's I think their playing ability is about a 50-50 right now. I think Russ might be slightly better, but like Russ is also on the fucking steepest decline we've seen in a long time. So I think it's a true like, all right, this is a 50-50 and whoever wins it wins it with I would give the edge to Kenny just because the the organization has a commitment to him and they don't to Russ. I think that was my main reason for saying Kenny.
You did good.
Well,
You literally had 5 seconds left, so
I think
applaud
I'm
you
With
for
gonna
that.
respond to that real
interruptions.
quick.
With
Yeah.
interruptions.
Yeah,
My,
Colin,
my
No, dude.
fault. My fault.
Colin, what the
Anyways,
hell? But
Sorry,
moving
who's
on,
next?
we'll there's not much else we didn't even really touch on. We can talk a little bit. Baker gets re-signed into Tampa. Tampa trusting Baker.
Good for
I
him.
think I
That
like
might
it.
be the best signing for a player that isn't changing teams. That's the best signing by far.
That
I
was
think
cool.
that was great.
I
for both.
disagree. I disagree.
How is that
That
not
was,
great for both
I
sides?
I'd say Chris Jones.
that was I think
mean,
a good
No,
a good
I
signing.
think that's
So
fair. I think that's
I
fair.
guess I didn't really
That's a
see Chris
fair.
Jones
That's a
leaving.
fair.
I didn't
And
see
then
Chris Jones leaving.
I'm not
Name
saying
it.
I'm not saying Baker's bad. No, I just Chris Jones I feel is the reason
That's
they
the-
win
that's-
their Super Bowls.
That's the better. That's the better.
I'm gonna
signing.
quickly just name off the other QBs that got signed, and then we will move on to running backs. Gardner Minshew to Vegas, Brissett to the Patriots, Winston to the Browns, Tyrod Taylor to the Jets, Sam Darnold to the Vikings, new starting quarterback, and Drew Lock to the Giants, also new starting quarterback. For the
Where do you
Giants.
guys think Danny Dimes is going to go?
I think he
Danny
stays.
Dimes isn't leaving.
No, I don't think he's.
I think
leaving.
he's going to be a Michigan Panther, quite honestly.
So.
I've never
Moving
seen
on.
a team
Oh.
turn on a fucking quarterback they signed so fast. It was one game.
Dude, he just got
It
a
was
huge
one game.
contract.
It was one game, and they were like, "Yeah, fuck this guy."
Yeah.
It was downhill ever since he had that like 70-yard run and then tripped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was downhill from that moment.
He hit his head a
Colin-
little too hard on that run.
Colin, your
It was never
brother,
the same.
isn't it just your brother who's a Giants fan?
My two brothers are both Giants fans. My little
Man,
brother's a Giants fan because my older brother's a Giants fan,
Okay, that's
and he likes to piss me off, so
they
he
have to
doesn't want to
be-
root for the Lions.
I don't know anybody who's a Giants fan personally, but they have to be in fucking shambles. Not only to re-sign Danny Dimes and like you're staring down of him getting released and facing all that dead money. The reason like you tagged Saquon so you could pay him, and now you're letting your best player in Saquon walk because
You
you
didn't
didn't
even get
pay
to
him.
keep either of them.
It is
Like,
no, it's the worst of all because it's like if I'm a Giants fan, pay Saquon. We know
yeah,
he's
they
awesome.
know their front
Like,
office
you know
is
what I mean?
terrible. They know, like, if there's one thing that's certain in a Giants fan's life, it's that the front office is terrible.
Man, there's one thing I don't miss about the Lions sucking, and it's that the GM, like more so than like them losing games, because that just like that's
Like,
whatever.
obviously that
That's a part
sucks,
of it.
but like when you're,
Like,
it's
when the
inept
GM
leadership
is
after
so
inept
fucking
leadership.
stupid, when the ownership in GM is so fucking bad, like that is the worst of
The
it.
Bob Quinn era was just a special breed of awful.
Marshall and we were talking about this a little bit. Bob Quinn was smart until he brought in Matt Patricia. As soon as he brought in Patricia, it's
he
like
wasn't
he was
smart.
okay.
He was
Yeah,
okay.
he brought
He
in
was a
Jim
serviceable
Caldwell.
GM, and then he brought in Matt Patricia.
Bro brought
let
in
And
him
like
make all the
fully
fucking
bought into the
decisions, and then
fake
it went.
Patriots culture.
Bro probably brought a top 5 wide receiver for the Lions history, Golden Tate in. Like, bro brought good and
He was
great people.
okay. The only thing he didn't do was fix the defense.
I think he brought in
And
Matt
then
Patricia,
fucking
and then
made it so much
automatically just like everything spiraled. Like you can't come back from that.
You can't
like,
hire Matt Patricia.
If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have Frank Ragnow. So
as soon as the fucking Nick Foles led Eagles dropped 40 on Matt Patricia's defense, it's like, yeah, we should have fucking not hire that motherfucker.
yeah.
But moving on to probably literally the second biggest topic that we will talk about is the running backs. So starting out, I don't know if this is the biggest one, but it's definitely probably the biggest one because it's in division. But Saquon Barkley signs a 3-year, $37.5 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. That is crazy.
That's
in
one
division.
of the best signings.
Am I
Like
crazy?
Donnie,
Like
Donnie just said, Giants fans are pissed. They're like, damn, we lose Saquon, best select wherever he goes. They go to the team that one of the teams they hate the most. Like that is so.
That, why we're talking about Giants fans for the last time? Tiki Barber can fuck all the way off.
I was just about to say,
what a asshole.
That beef is crazy.
That would have been Donnie like that. I feel like for Saquon leaving, what if Stafford left the Lions and went to the Packers? Like what if that? Like
I
would say that is what that would be like.
I unironically would jump in the middle of an interstate without fucking.
I know you would.
I would end it all immediately.
I think
with that Packers jersey on.
Yeah, I would have been holding it out like this. He's like, but I had to get it. But like that's how Giants fans feel. And touching on
That's
giving
tough,
my quick insight, this Eagles team went through a rough year at the end of last year, and I was thinking that they lost Kelsey, they lost Fletcher Cox, but I think that they are absolutely getting sort of what they lost back in new talent. You go get Saquon Barkley, that automatically fixes a lot of what I felt like was the problem. It felt like some of the run game they couldn't get going like they were. And just because they lost Kelsey doesn't mean the offensive line's still not there. They literally have everyone except for Jason Kelsey. They will probably go get that center in the first round of the draft. It'll probably be a decent center. And they have been signing big people on defense. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson comes back. I such to see him lead the Lions, sort of, but like I feel like the Eagles, and that's why I put this was before free agency, but I put Jalen Hurts in like number 4 on my top 25 or number 3. That stays. If not, it goes up because I feel like the Eagles are going to go crazy again next year. And I see Dallas's face not liking that call, but I'm calling it right now.
I kind of had the same like internal reaction.
Well,
you can Jalen Hurts up just because they signed Saquon. Like,
I'm saying that I think the Eagles are going to thrive next year. Like they are going to bounce back and say fuck you for what happened last year.
I don't want to get too off topic. My reaction was solely based off of if I feel like if their Saquon increases their run game, I don't think Jalen's passing as much. Like I don't think it'd be like the same production.
Completely off topic.
On the same token, his pass efficiency is probably going to go fucking up because that's what
the Eagles not only still have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, they just signed Devontae Parker. Like I know we'll get to wide receivers, but the Eagles just signed
a fucking league.
Yeah, they just signed Devontae Parker.
I thought
he was with the Patriots. Everyone on the Patriots right now goes into the abyss. Like he was actually okay when he was with the Dolphins.
Devontae Parker, I actually liked Devontae Parker because he was on the Dolphins.
Good with
that year he popped off on the Dolphins. He was a late round fantasy pick for me. So I was like, this guy's a fucking.
And honestly, he's probably still good, but he was hanging out with the Patriots, and everybody that joined that team just fucking.
Well, when Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi are your quarterbacks, like.
Yeah. My thing on the Saquon thing is
we didn't touch on Mac Jones getting traded to the Jags.
We'll hit that. We'll hit the trades after the signings.
Yeah.
But no, my thing with the Eagles signing Barkley is it's kind of weird because I'm like, that's awesome. Like that's great from their offense is going to be more explosive view, but like they are not addressing the right needs. They signed Saquon Barkley in a defensive end. The only reason they fell off the face of the fucking earth is because the secondary was so bad. It's like they should have signed a safety as soon as that shit opened up. If like they were spending
the Giants
the right
tore them apart. The Giants.
Yes.
The Giants. Drew Lock tore them apart. They didn't
have to do anything. They didn't have to sign Saquon. They didn't have to sign anybody. If they would have got Justin Simmons and fucking signed a mid corner, people would have been like, Eagles won the day. Like, they're going to be fucking scary again. So for them to sign Saquon, I'm like, okay, that's awesome. And I heard somebody talking about it on the on one of the shows, and he was like, I like it because like Nick Sirianni's on the hot seat. Like last year ended awful. He's losing guys like Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey, like core guys. So it's like if you're staring down the gun of losing your job and like this is gonna be whatever, what are you gonna do? If you're an offensive coach, you're like, all right, I'm gonna spend some more money where he still needs to spend money on defense, but like I'm gonna put money into the offense, and he's like, I'm gonna control what I can control and make this offense good. Like, you know what I mean? Like the team might fail, but I'm not letting my fucking offense go to shit. And I kind of like that viewpoint of like, if you got to right the ship, I'm gonna write it the way I know how to write it, and sign Saquon and see how fucking crazy he can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to another huge signing for free agency, Derrick Henry. Everyone thinks he goes to the Cowboys. Boom, out of nowhere, signed a 2-year, $16 million deal, which is very cheap, honestly, for Derrick Henry, and is signed with the Baltimore Ravens. That is another team that it's like, I feel like the same situation. You've got a quarterback like Jalen and Lamar, who are really good at rushing, and they're both decent at passing, but they need that they don't have a running back to go next to him. Like Gus Edwards, okay, DeAndre Swift, okay, but they don't have that guy that can go next to them.
Yeah,
That's
that
like,
run game is
dude,
going to
I
be
don't. They're
crazy
like
next year.
Jalen and Lamar can't be like, dang, I don't want to run the ball here. Let me give it to my running back. Oh, I mean, I don't have full trust in my running back. Derrick Henry and that offense is going to be
And Lamar
unbelievable.
Jackson is a good enough passer now that even if you like shut down the run, like they're gonna beat you over the top.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna happen.
Could you imagine plays like read options with that, or even plays where it's a fake to Derrick Henry and Lamar runs out wide and Derrick Henry's the blocker? Like anything with that offense is going to be crazy. Now,
Yeah.
the only thing I was like, it's going to be interesting to see if he does perform well. They like to run a lot of plays. I feel like shotgun run, and they don't really run up the gut too much. I wonder, I don't know. It's weird. I wonder how they're going to play with this different style of run. I mean, Gus Edwards isn't a very elusive back. He's kind of a power back too, but Derrick Henry is his own category, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to really see
It,
how he does. And he is up there in age, but it's going to be very fun to watch that team.
it definitely changes because like Derrick Henry's age, and like 3 years ago, this would be like the most unstoppable thing you could possibly think of. Now it's like, okay, Derrick Henry's a little bit older.
Well,
I think a big part of this is Greg Roman being gone, and
you
like they're now
say
more of a pass
3 years
team,
ago,
like a more of a
did you
pro offense.
Did you guys see a report that came out that said the Ravens tried to trade for him last season, and it was that close to going through, they said,
I
and
did
it
not
didn't
see
work
that.
out. And it didn't work out. That would have been crazy. That year, that Ravens team, I feel like maybe would have beat the Chiefs team or even gone farther than that.
Yeah.
If with that, but that's already
Maybe,
gone now, so it doesn't matter.
but yeah, I think with like Greg Roman that they had a few years ago, that was like a run game specialist, and like he fucking made crazy run designs. I think that with a fucking Derrick Henry from a couple years ago, I think that would be like a instant, like, all right, they're going to the fucking Super Bowl. Let's see if they win it kind of thing. Now they're older. Now they try to pass more. I think the biggest thing with the Ravens isn't even like their run game. It's that like I'd say the main reason they lost that Chiefs game is because they went away from the run, and they were like, all right, we're gonna try passing the ball on the Chiefs. We're trying to beat them at their own game. It's like, no,
You
if they
can't
would have
do.
stayed running the ball, like I think they would have had a much better shot to win. So that's all coaching to me. And it's like, all right, can John Harbaugh fucking when the going gets tough and you're facing a tough team in the playoffs, can he keep everything together and keep what's working? I
Off
think that's their
topic, I
biggest
feel like
question, not
it's
personnel.
off topic. I feel like it's sad that honestly, I'm trying to remember. I barely remember that Chiefs Ravens game because of how much anxiety was built up for the Lions 49ers game, and then how much rage was later that night. I forgot that game was even the same day. You could have literally that night, you could have looked at me, man, I can't believe that Chiefs Ravens game happened today. What game are you talking about? It's like, I only remember one game. It's
I'm
like,
kind of the exact opposite. I don't remember much of the game, but I remember telling everybody, like my family, like I'm happy that that game's the early game and the Lions game was the late game.
oh, I
Because
wouldn't have even
if the
watched the Chiefs
Lions would
Ravens
have
game.
lost, if that game happens, I don't give a fuck about any other football game going on that day.
Yeah, I would have been done with football, period.
If the Super Bowl wasn't 2 weeks later, if the Super Bowl would have been that next week, I probably wouldn't have watched the Super Bowl. I was fucking pissed at football for
Yeah.
a solid week and a half.
But
Yeah.
So,
anyone else got anything to say about Derrick Henry?
Nah,
King.
I think we can touch
King,
on it.
the king.
The
Henry.
king. That's
Bro, you know how many people I've been seeing though say finally the Ravens got an efficient quarterback or passer for the playoffs because
Oh,
he
I
got
saw
that
that, and
one
they showed
playoff
the
touchdown.
the
that, like,
Titans
jumped on.
passing touchdown that he has against the Ravens.
The one thing
I-
I saw was as I've been seeing about Derrick Henry's the Cowboys really all were like Derrick Henry, he's right at our fingertips, and you don't get Derrick Henry, and now you have Deuce Vaughn. It's like, bro, how do you go from 6'3", fucking 250 pounds, and Derrick Henry, the strongest running back maybe of all time, to 5'7" Deuce Vaughn? Like, bro, the
Those
Cowboys
two
are like,
back sets. Those two back sets would have went crazy. If you have Deuce Vaughn stand behind Derrick Henry, you can't even see Deuce Vaughn.
You
Like
never
100%. Bro, you
you'd
just
never
hide
see
him.
him. You would never see him. That'd be so crazy.
Oh,
But
that's a good point.
The
moving
only
on.
the only thing I have left to say is the AFC North is the toughest division. Like it was already the toughest
It
division,
always is.
Funny you
but
say
like
that.
but now like it's
Really
the
cringy.
toughest
Moving on.
division.
Josh Jacobs signs with the Green Bay Packers out of left field. He signs a 4-year, $48 million deal.
That's
And
the
honestly, at first,
wrong division that we
thought-
transitioned
Yeah.
into. But
oh,
This
did you say
man said,
AFC?
he said
speaking of
AFC
that,
North.
Speaking
Oh,
of the
I
toughest
just-
NFC division,
Speaking of
this man
the
said, speaking of the
I-
AFC
speaking of the
North, the
Steelers,
Jags signed a
Ravens.
kicker. It's like, fucking what?
And that's why in my mind, I'm like, that
Let's
would
talk
be
about the
more so-
Packers for a second.
I was like,
Yeah.
you
Good
guys didn't know they
Lord.
changed divisions? I was just fucking crazy. So they literally, Adam Schefter just tweeted it. But
Marshall's the fucking worst at segues.
I
know.
totally segues. You mean
I mean, you should have spun that and been like, oh, I just meant AFC. You know, he's coming from the AFC, like blah blah
Oh, it's
blah.
a segue.
I know I fluffed it. There's no but. Anyways,
Anyway, I mean, we
what
can
I
still talk
read-
about it.
what I read, I was like, damn, Josh Jacobs, that is fucking insane. Packers fans are pissed. A lot of people don't like this for Packers fans. I've seen it, but Aaron Jones was better. And like, they were like, they didn't want Aaron Jones.
It's close.
Aaron Jones, like
Okay,
3 years ago, maybe.
Okay, I was like, well, to be fair, Aaron Jones has been injured a lot. And
Isn't
it's
Aaron
like,
Jones 29 now too? So he's up there for a running back.
I mean,
he's up
so is
there.
Josh Jacobs. Josh
But-
Jacobs is like
Is he
28.
really?
And it's like, and looking at it,
Definitely.
I was like, yeah, Josh Jacobs is old, man.
Oh.
Josh
Not
Jacobs
that
is
old, but-
probably 27, honestly.
I would say 27. He got drafted in what 2019, I believe.
I mean, he played his 4-year rookie deal. He got
He's
tagged last year.
26.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
sounds like
crazy. This-
sounds like he turns 27 tomorrow.
No,
That's
he turned
crazy.
26
This-
last month.
That's crazy because this is his 6th year.
Yeah, he's born in
Like,
98.
He was really young, I think, coming into like because he was in
Really?
Alabama
What year did he get
3-year. But
drafted? He got
anyways,
drafted in 2019, so
I'm
he would have
like-
been 21.
I think
when
we
he got drafted.
forget, like, I saw a Packers fan tweet about it. So they're like, I don't think people realize, like, Josh Jacobs is not going to do great for us. They're like, yeah, he's good at running the ball, but, like, our offensive line isn't the best in the league. Aaron Jones was so good because he would make plays outside the numbers. Like, he was good at pass catch. He was a very good receiving back. And I think, and this Packers fan was talking, like, he's like, I think we're going to slowly miss Aaron Jones. And I don't think, he said, I think Josh Jacobs will still put up 1,000 yards, but, like, is he really going to be that? Like, is he really worth going out and spending like 30 extra million dollars on Josh Jacobs? Like, is it really worth it? Who knows? Who knows? I think it's still scary for us. But who knows?
I think it's. I mean, the Bears and Packers both had better day ones of free agency than us. I think we all can agree on that. I think it was very funny when the signing first happened, and I saw a bunch of Packers posts that were like, "Best 1-2 duo in the league. We're
And it
gonna
lasted
roll
for
over
2
everybody."
seconds.
And then literally, what? Not even 2 hours later, Aaron Jones gets released. It's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Like,
There's this one Packers. She's like a huge like Wisconsin sports fan in general, like Bucks, Brewers,
Oh,
all
fuck
that. But she was at Disney World, and or like I don't know, but there was like a bunch of goats at wherever she was at. She's like, "Oh my god, guys, they got Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs here. That's crazy!" Like minutes before Jones got cut, and everyone in the comments by the time I got there, because I was like, "Oh my god, I just saw this video. He just got cut. What happened? How's she doing?" You know, I went back to the video to check it. The whole comment section was like, "What about now? What about now? What's going on?"
Yeah, they still had a better day than us, but it was funny watching fucking Packers fans.
Yeah.
fumble like that.
But that is a wild signing. Moving on, another I guess crazy one. Austin Eckler signs 2-year, $11 million deal with Washington Commanders. If they go get their quarterback of the future, he actually pans out, that team could be something. I mean, that team could be decent, but in a very stacked. The Giants, I feel like, are last in the division already, no matter what.
They
For
they
that,
might finish third. Yeah, the
yeah, I'm
Commanders looking
no,
promising.
I'm thinking second. Honestly, the
They're going
Cowboys
to be
honestly are gonna suck.
They're going to be fighting for third with the Giants at like 6 wins. The problem with the
All
Commanders
right,
is
Donnie, let me ask you this: what if the Commanders made a trade for one, got Caleb Williams?
I would
What
actually
are they
love
going to trade? What are they going to trade for number one?
they would trade 2 for 1, and they'd probably have to give up like 2 first-round picks along with it.
Honestly,
Because
yeah,
Okay.
2 for 1. I mean, they don't have to give up they'd have to give up a
they
lot,
would
but
have to
not.
give up at least 1 extra first and probably like a second.
But
They'd
it
have to
wouldn't
give
be.
up- They'd have to give up more than what you think.
It wouldn't be insane. It would be a lot better than what the Bears did to get Mitch Trubisky. Like the 49ers weren't even looking for a quarterback that year, and the Bears were like, we got to trade up. Like
We
we
gotta
know the
jump
Bears.
him.
We know the Bears
We're gonna
want a
take
quarterback.
him.
They know
That's
the
our
Bears want a
guy.
quarterback. So like Caleb to
Meanwhile,
trade up,
Patrick Mahomes was still on the board.
even though, but either way, Eckler to Washington. It's a pretty good signing. I
I
know these last two things have been taking a while, but these are the biggest. Like running back and quarterback. Like there was a lot of running backs. Like the whole running back. I feel like I don't know where every running back plays now. It's like it's very like a lot.
y'all got to
changed.
switch up like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
Antonio Gibson signed with the Patriots.
Yeah,
I saw
Pollard.
that. I was like, what
Tony
the
Pollard
fuck?
signed with the Titans, replacement for Derrick Henry. I mean, honestly, I don't think he'll be terrible there, but 3 years,
There
$24
is
million.
signing.
DeAndre Swift signs with the Chicago Bears, a
my
guy that
God.
Chicago. But see,
Man.
Colin, you say, "Oh my gosh," the Bears
I'm
are
happy
dumbasses.
about that.
The Bears are dumbasses. I honestly think we got rid of
Oh, yeah.
Swift. Okay, the Eagles get him cheap as fuck. They get rid of him. The Bears let David Montgomery go, a guy that everyone knows and loves in Chicago, and we went and got him for $6 million a year. And now they just went and got DeAndre Swift, who hasn't
For like
been
8 mil a year now, right?
You're paying $8 million a year
yeah,
for the
$8
same
million a year
contract.
for probably a less guy, and he's
A
gonna
guy that's
and
going to
also
play maybe 8
someone
games if you're lucky.
yeah
Like,
okay.
Mhm.
Let's also show we also got to point out the stat. DeAndre Swift played behind the Lions offensive line and the Eagles offensive line and was okay. This man has to go to Chicago and play behind their offensive line. Someone on Twitter said, I quite literally think DeAndre Swift might die. Like, he actually is not going to do well.
Well, that's
like,
the thing. That's the thing about like
that
them
is
drafting Caleb
scary.
Williams. Like, yes, in the future, if the Bears suddenly have a capable front offense, like that's a problem. Like next year, I don't care. The Bears are still in shambles as a team. Like, yeah, he's gonna light us up
Yeah.
probably. They're still gonna lose.
And someone said, like, oh, DeAndre Swift's going to come back for revenge. I like DeAndre Swift isn't going to, between our D line, like what we're doing with our D line and their O line. And someone's like, oh, Monty, DeAndre Swift revenge game. Who's going to play better? I was like, if Monty doesn't play better, it means he was injured. It means he was injured and Gibbs played the whole game. Like, there's no shot, like, absolutely no shot. Or because, like, Gibbs and Monty will be splitting carries. But moving on, we'll get through the rest of the running backs. Devin Singletary to the Giants, Gus Edward to the Chargers. That's honestly a pretty cool one. He gets to go play. He went from John Harbaugh to Jim Harbaugh.
Yep.
Zach Moss to the Bengals. Joe Mixon was also traded to the Texans. I guess we'll just point that out while we're here.
Yeah,
That's
we got to
Texans.
take a minute to talk about the Texans
Texans,
squad
bro.
right now. The Texans are loading
Texans.
up.
We,
right
we
now.
will we will get to the Texans.
We'll get to that in a
trust me,
minute
because their
but they
biggest
are
signing
loaded
is
up right now.
but
It's crazy.
Joe Mixon to the Texans is crazy. Antonio Gibson, like Donnie said, to the Patriots, and then DJ Dallas to the Cardinals. But yeah, that's the main running backs. Other running backs I'll point out that still are free agents. We do have J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, and Dante Foreman that are still available. So we'll see if anyone goes and picks up those guys.
Back to present day. NFL today. It is Monday, March 25th. NFL today voted unanimously, I believe it was, to ban the hip drop tackle. And if you are unaware of what the hip drop tackle is, it's running behind, you grab them, wrap them up, and then drop all of your weight to pull them down. Oftentimes players get rolled up on like that, and you see a lot of injuries with it. But yeah, so I get the safety aspect, but personally, you can only do like, I get wanting to prevent injuries and like it's all about player protection, but at the end of the day, football is a violent sport. There's always going to be a risk of injury unless you play flag football. And even flag football, you could plant wrong and tear your ACL. Like, you know? So at some point, like, we're just doing too much. And it sounds like 99.9% of the players hate this move. And like, it's just going to create a lot of unnecessary fines. It sounds like it's not going to be a penalty. It's only going to be a fine later, which is good because I could already see like Lions versus Green Bay Thursday night football for the NFC North or some shit. And it's coming down to the wire. And uh I need a defensive player. Kirby Joseph like rolls like does the hip drop tackle on fucking Jordan Love, and Lions get a 15-yard penalty. Packers kick the game-winning field goal with no time left, and it's over. Like I could see that 1,000 miles away.
Like
I
I
get-
obviously don't think it should be banned or anything. Like I'm against it, but like I'm not like it is what it is. I am only thinking this is a huge deal because of how many missed and weird calls there are going to be. There are going to be so many unnecessary flags, which I'm pretty sure they said something about it's going to be lightly called or something. I don't know.
Well,
but
I thought that it was only going to be a fine. It wasn't going to be a call in the game. It was going to be like, you know how they enforce fines for like improper hits where they're not
Everything.
calling them mid-game, but like the NFL is going back and reviewing tape, and if they deem a hit like too violent or whatever, they fine you
so
for it.
basically, the
It's
NFL
going to be
would
something
just
like that.
more money. Got it.
Yeah.
I did not see that. The only thing I
That's
saw.
That's what I also thought.
I'm like
I saw-
90% sure. Let me get my
No,
Google
I
Chrome.
I
going.
think
I
you're
don't
right.
even,
I saw the
know.
post.
I don't even know where it was from, to be fair. But the only thing I saw based on what they were going to do was it was going to be a fine and it was going to be a penalty in game. And I saw a 15-yard, like an unnecessary roughness, and I thought that was fucking insane. But I mean, unnecessary roughness is that, isn't it? 15 yards for roughing the passer, so like,
Oh,
it makes sense.
yeah.
But
So, okay. So it can be called in mid-game, just like the use of the helmet one can, but like they hardly ever call that.
It's not gonna be that much, but like you just said,
I think they
it's
did in
going
the
to get
very
called in the
beginning.
most bullshit ways.
Yeah, I think it.
they called it
I
big
wasn't aware
move.
that it was for sure going to be a penalty, but this says the violation will result in a 15-yard penalty if flagged in games. But the NFL's executive vice president said it's going to be enforced similarly to the use of helmet rule, which leads to a warning and fines the week after the game
It's
rather than a
already
flag.
hard to tackle an NFL level player. Like, what the hell are these guys supposed to do?
Yeah,
The only
like
thing-
You think they're doing it on purpose to like hurt their
especially
ankle?
'cause,
Like
like,
these
in
guys
the
are
heat of the-
stepping on them.
in the heat of the game, like
You're not thinking about
sometimes
it.
it's unavoidable, you know,
Yeah,
like
it is. You're
just
not
the
thinking
way
about it.
that like physics works, like the best way to bring someone down oftentimes is just wrap up, drop your weight. Like that's just
how you're supposed to tackle is what's
yeah.
fucking.
I think see, this is going to be the tricky part is they want to eliminate the rolling up on people's legs part of it. I think they're fine with you dropping your weight and tackling someone as long as you don't wind up on your legs. Like the one that they used today was the
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
It was the
it was
notable
Mark
one
Andrews,
for me.
and then there was the one in the Cowboys Niners game too. I can't remember what players were involved in that one, but um like that's the one I keep seeing a lot. And so they're trying to eliminate that. The problem is because that is like the little like asterisk in this rule of like this is what like constitutes it. People are still going to see like the way that people are being brought down and throw the flag or get a fine. That's what I'm envisioning is going to happen, and that sucks.
I don't know. It's fucking. It's really weird that now like rules are being made by non-football people. I think that's kind of what the issue is. And this is gonna sound like very old head, but at a certain point, I don't give a fuck. Like you're playing football. It's not like these guys aren't like signing up for something they know is
Well, the
dangerous. You know,
NFLPA was
they're not
against
going
the
in
rule
for a while.
change.
And the NFL has went from we've all seen the fucking hard hit compilations of early 2000s hits where like it was headhunting and like people there was hits where you're like okay that's a little over the line and they've toned that down and they've toned down rushing hitting the quarterback like it is to a point where we either need to commit and make a flag football or two-hand touch or just leave it alone because it's about as safe as it's realistically going to get. You cannot eliminate injuries. They are going to happen in a contact sport. that happen in non-contact sports. Like injuries is a part of playing fucking sports. And I think the only thing significant about this, other than like obviously it being bullshit and everybody hating it, is this is the first one that's major that's not centered around the quarterback. Because most of them have been quarterback centric, like hitting them low, hitting the head, putting your weight on them, all
And
that
like
kind of stuff.
some of those I
This
get
is
because a
the
lot of
one,
those are like you can like control that. Like you don't
yeah,
have to be head hunting all the time.
yes, I agree with some.
Like sometimes like the way that you're launching or whatever, depending on like what the other guy does, a totally legal hit if they hadn't moved a certain way could become like a helmet to helmet hit. And so like that's when like that rule kind of sucks sometimes is like, what was he supposed to do, you know? And like I just don't want this rule to become that. You know, if it was able to be enforced in a way that like, yeah, we can properly like flag this and remove it, then great. But I'm just worried given, you know, the track record of every other rule change the NFL has made the last couple of years. I just don't think it's going to end very well. And like
Oh,
the
dude,
NFL, the Players Association wasn't even for it. The Players Association said that it's too confusing of a rule and it's going to be officiated so
very
weirdly. Like
It
it's just
makes what bothers me is from a fundamental standpoint, it does not make sense. When fucking a player is squaring up with somebody, they're not playing like, oh, I'm gonna hip drop tackle this guy. It's I'm bringing him down no matter what. Like no matter if I'm shoestring tackling him, whether I'm fucking fitting him up, like no matter what I'm doing, I'm bringing him to the ground. It's nobody goes in with a, oh, I'm gonna tackle him this way because hip drop tackles. Guess what? They're also easy to break out of. Like, how many guys do we see run out of people's arms? Like, it fucking happens a lot. So nobody
yeah.
wants to hit.
Or sometimes
Like,
they'll get brought
that's the
down
part
like
that
that
fucking
and they'll be able to roll on top of the guy still and stay up and keep running.
yeah,
It happens all the time.
it's
Like, I don't
fucking
even really need to
emotions
say
on
much anymore because I literally think Donnie has explained everything literally 101% exactly of how I see
Well,
it.
like I think we're all on the same side here. So like this
Well, we
isn't even
are,
just
but like
we
he's
talk about
saying
it because it's the
every
news of the
point
day.
I'm thinking of why it's a bad idea, and I think it's not even because of it's not even the actual like yeah the tackle can be dangerous, but it is how it's going to affect our game for our future. And I want to say what I think because these running backs are already like good, we might see who knows? But these guys gotta, these guys they gotta make a living. Like, some of these safeties, for lower teams aren't really making top dollar or middle or linebackers. So we're gonna see guys trying to avoid it, obviously. We're gonna see a lot more like I think we might get a 2,000 yard rusher, maybe once or twice in the next 5 to 10 years. And guys that you're like, they aren't, I mean, they're okay. Cause it's like, what really like these running backs are already cracked out of their mind. Like a guy like Jameer Gibbs, like, or like even now, I wouldn't even say him, honestly, will thrive off of him. It's gonna be the power backs, David Montgomery, guys who are gonna go for the contact. How are you supposed to bring a guy like that down now? Like, what are you going to do about
it's
it?
not even running backs to me. The one that I always see like get hip drop tackled the most, like when I notice it, is definitely tight ends. Because like they're bigger body. You got to figure a 260-pound tight end going up against a barely 200-pound
Or
safety.
like
How
a
the
wide
fuck else
receiver,
can you bring that man down?
a wide
It's like a kicker
receiver,
tackling somebody. Like you have to
like
go low. You have to drag them down.
you've got a corner and a wide receiver. The wide receiver hits the slant. He catches the ball. The corner's on his hip. How is he supposed to? What is he supposed to do? Jump on his back? Is he supposed to? How if
He's apparently
the
supposed to
corners are
fucking
supposed to be
drop down and undercut his legs because
the
that's
the corners are going to be running with them. So what is he
behind
supposed to
leverage.
do? Wrap onto his hip and then what? Like just drag me. Like I hope you go down. Like it is just going to.
Yeah.
There's just so much, and it's
There
scary.
was one
It is
instance that I saw someone, I think it was the Mark Andrews one. Someone pointed out that he probably could, given the angle of the pursuit angle, have like run through him, tackled him high, brought him down that way.
I'm
But
you don't
okay
think
for
about that though.
but
That's
you
the
don't think in
problem.
the moment, like
We have
if you
non-football
know a
people
certain way is
watching and
going to
reviewing
bring
tape.
him down and you don't want to risk like missing the tackle, you're gonna go for the way that you know works.
Okay. Here's
I
my
know
thing.
that
I am all for avoiding, and injuries are a part of the game. And I am all for avoiding all injuries and aspects that we can, but can to the point where we don't ruin our game. And I do like the rules we make for head-to-head contact because head-to-head contact head contact can mentally and physically ruin people's lives, and like that is actually scary shit. Head neck area, I've always agreed you can't make hits there. That is how it needs to be now. But now that you've done that, like the one instance where I saw it was like literally was the like Kirby Joseph did it twice. He went for big tight ends is like their thighs and knees area, and the turf, their feet lock up and their knees get hurt. And Kirby literally posted, he's like, I get in trouble when I go high. I'm only 180 pounds. I have to go low. And now these guys, now they don't want them to go low. And it's like, you can't get rid of both. I agree with the high. Like to the chest is fine. Chest, shoulders, stuff like that. But head and neck can seriously hurt somebody. But when you join football, you automatically know, yeah, I'm putting my feet, knees, ankles, hands, I'm putting everything on my body at risk. I just don't want my head to get hurt so I can live my life. Because if you hurt your knee and you're out of football, the shit sucks. But you can't.
Broken bones, ACLs, those can heal, you know.
Come on, like
CTE is not reversible.
That's football, and
Now,
you see guys like this. The one person I've seen do it, and Amon-Ra has started to do the same thing. Is Tyler Lockett? There was literally a 5-minute video of this man literally not getting hit for like 14 straight games because he'd catch the ball and as soon as he'd get hit, he'd go down. And bro was like literally going to be able to play longer because of that. They're just being smarter in that aspect, but it's just all about how you play the game. And I think they're just trying to do too much. Like I know there are injuries, but you are doing way too much, I think.
it's fucking.
And here's the big issue is like, okay, we had a big year in injuries. I understand that. So what have players complained about? Not hip drop tackling. Not even the tight ends have complained about hip drop tackling. It is the freaking turf and the surfaces we play on that catch their feet. It is terrible. The NFL is a billion dollar business. We can invest into grass that can be like kept well in indoor stadium or just better playing surfaces. Because we've seen time and time again NFL players come out and say, look at this clip. Their leg is literally getting caught, and then you see clips of guys at a normal grass stadium, and when their feet get stuck, it actually slips out because they're on
the chunk of dirt just rips out.
Yeah,
but the turf can't do that. So
the NFL, they're like, oh, they're making let's do a solution. No, they just want to do something. The NFL just wants something that'll get them more money, is easier for them, and they don't have to worry about. All they got to do is find the people. Now, if you did the right thing, that would be the right thing. And the NFL is just, it really took an L here. And the NFL, I feel like, in my eyes, there's only, sports nowadays. I've invested in probably all like big major sports. And like, honestly, sports nowadays, a lot of them are becoming really bad with how basketball is one that I think everyone can agree has gotten bad over the years. It is
NBA needs a reset, man. NBA needs a reset.
I know this, you guys don't even consider it a sport, and it is what it is, but NASCAR has gotten really bad with their rules. You can't do anything. Baseball is not.
There's rules in NASCAR?
Like I said, you guys aren't gonna understand, but like from what it was back,
legit, like this is like a revelation for me. I figured it was just drive in a circle and whoever gets there first. I mean, like obviously if you intentionally start a crash, like that's bad, but
it's not shit like that. It's literally
we're not getting into fucking NASCAR.
I'm not gonna get into
our ratings are the
I was just stating a sport that literally was super relaxed, and then all of a sudden they make all these rules and all these things to make the sport better. But you guys don't understand. I'm not gonna bring that up here anyways. But what I was saying is that I feel like a lot of sports now are getting to that area where it's like it's kind of getting to the point where it's like it's not fun to watch because of how much shit they do. And I don't want the NFL to do that. I feel like the NFL is the last kind of good thing we've got. And I know like hockey isn't bad. They don't care.
I've only got 2 things and then I'm ready to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I'm at least on my side. So I know that the NFL, I think the core issue with this there's two core issues. One is the NFL knows they can do whatever the fuck they want because we are not going to stop watching.
Yeah,
And
as
then
much as
they
you
know
say you're not
they-
going to watch or like,
I'm not
that
kidding.
sucks, this sucks, like they know you're still going to watch.
They quadruple every other sport.
Think about all the
network
people that when
because
like players were kneeling and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna boycott the NFL," and they
People
were
got so
still
mad.
watching
Guess
the
what?
fucking Cowboys on Sunday. Like,
yeah, they got mad and they were still watching the fucking games.
I'm
They were
definitely not watching the
games getting mad.
Cowboys on Sunday.
well, I mean,
And
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I was
Another
just messing with you.
another thing, like they don't care what the people think because they know the people are going to tune in, and they don't care what the players think, which I think that's a more deep rooted problem. And I know we don't see this outside of like collective bargaining agreements, but I know the NFL will never change because like us fans stop watching because there will be a good amount of people to watch no matter what. I am
We should know that the
I
best.
I
We're
hope
Lions
I
fans.
hope it happens as like a I don't know how to put it exactly. I hope it happens not so much for my fandom, but for more like the goodness of the sport. I would very much support players like protesting and not fucking playing because at a certain point, like they have to listen to the players. They're this the last two off seasons.
We
What
need
have been the
Travis
biggest
Kelsey and the
Her?
Swifties to get on this shit now.
Bro, it's fucking Swifties petition to Roger Goodell. The entire league would be fucking different over
It
that.
actually shut down.
The only problem would be we'd have to hear the national anthem and shake it off before the start of every game. But
But
other
could you
than that,
imagine the
I could
NFL
You
see
couldn't have
really
picked a better Taylor Swift song out of all the Taylor Swift songs.
Could
the
you
first
imagine
time
the
I saw that
NFL was
song.
shut
I'm
down
sorry,
for
I'm
you
not
though?
Taylor
If
Swift.
we didn't have the NFL for a whole year, like that would suck. But
Yes,
Yeah.
but
like
think
Donnie,
about it.
like Donnie
Think
said,
about it.
as a like he said, like we're never gonna stop watching. As a Lions fan, we all know this best. We have said many times, well, this team sucks. I'm not watching this shit no more. And guess what? We're right back in front of the TV the next damn week with ready to fucking go lose.
I have literally said
Sunday
I'm
at 5
turning this
o'clock.
game off, god damn it, and then I
Yeah,
sit
and
there
I
through the
never turn the
commercial
game
break
off.
and then I don't touch the remote.
turning the
Like,
game off.
Sunday,
I'm a
Sunday at 5 o'clock.
be like,
I
I'll
never
give it a
watch
couple more plays.
football
They can
again.
turn it around still. Game's not over.
Sunday at 5 o'clock. I never want to watch another minute of Lions football again in my life. Less than a week later, I'm like, all right, boys, let's
You're
fucking go.
fucking so hyped.
Get my due. Fucking sit
Here's
down.
how we can win this game. You know,
we could lose 3 years straight of games. I'm still tuning into every fucking game. Like there's
I don't know about that. I might get tuned out after 3 straight years, but
Yeah,
I
but
probably
then
would make
you
it through
gotta
a whole
watch in case we
0-16
win
season. I
at that
bet.
point. You gotta watch in case they win at that point.
Right. No, that's a good point.
Before we
point.
move on, I have a quick question. I just had popped up and I was like, damn, this is actually kind of a good question. As Lions fans, we could take.
I got one more thing about rules
Oh, go
after
ahead,
this
yeah.
too. And no, after this. 'cause
Maybe
it's not,
Kyle-
it's
I
not about
also
this
do.
rule. It's not
Oh,
about
you-
this
you-
rule.
Yeah, I have
Maybe
It's
a
about the
new
Lions
rule.
rule change
because
that
I
they
feel like
proposed.
Russ is
Yeah.
gonna take us in a completely different area. So I think
It is a completely error. So finish the hip drop tackle stuff.
Well, it's not
No,
about
we're
it's
done
not
with
about
the
the hip drop. It wasn't
It's a
about the hip
different
drop. It was
proposal.
the Lions rule proposal got passed today too, about
I have it
coaches-
pulled up right here.
Coaches get
Colin.
an extra challenge if one of their first two is
If
correct.
they're above 6'3",
all they gotta do is get
And
one.
name Dan Campbell.
Yeah. and they said,
So yeah,
they-
if you hit either of your two challenges, you get an extra challenge. Is the
Which
rule
is cool.
change?
Okay.
That's nice. And it was a Lions proposed rule change. I thought maybe highlighting that as Lions fans.
Dan, I want to challenge the
Like-
play. Dan, you got the first down. I want to challenge you. I don't. I just make
It's
sure.
it's about sending a message. God damn it!
Just go look at it.
Dan would challenge to get it to 4th down just so he could go for it. That's what Dan
Dude,
would
that is the most-
We definitely didn't
Man.
get it. I'm challenging that
Dan, yeah,
play.
first down. I want 4th and 1. Damn it, we play better on 4th down.
Damn, man, I,
I
had a
want
David
2 more
Montgomery
challenges, baby.
fucking runs dialed up. Let's fucking act like it's 4th down.
The Lions are getting new uniforms confirmed before the draft. So sometime within the next month, they are going to be announcing their new uniforms. Who knows when?
And real quick,
Uh-huh.
before we go into that, speaking of the draft, not obviously this episode, but our next episode, hopefully recording around like April 8th, and then hopefully coming out sometime in between the April 10th area, we will probably do our own 4th and wrong mock draft. So
yeah, I'm not
um,
doing like full round like every team. I
no,
was just going to do
we
like
could
a
go-
who I
what
hope
we
the
could
Lions
do-
pick.
Is
like
like
a
I'll
Lions
be
mock draft.
like I did last time. We could I'll be in my own setup. I could share my screen. We can just talk about the picks. We can make the picks together.
Right.
Make
Yeah.
it really literally a full podcast of just that. Like it'd be 32 picks. It's not really that. We could go
I
through
think
a half
I-
hour and we do our trivia. So we will do a
think-
mock draft eventually. So
I think like what he just said, we can all like get on one of those mock draft sites and make our own mock draft, and then just send them to Colin, and Colin can pull them up. Like this is Donnie's, this is Marshall's, this is Dallas. We can just
Yeah, we
fucking
could do that.
spot a couple things, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, we
either
can do that too.
yeah, we can just
Either
go
That'd
one.
probably be the easiest way to do it.
We'll do our own mock draft. However, either if we're doing it all together or we do one individual and we talk about it, we will be getting a mock draft.
I'm
We'll
actually
do
going to do a 7-round mock draft along with undrafted free agents, and then we can spend a couple hours.
And that's on the
Six-
new channel, fourth
Plus
and
the
wrong. extended
USFL
cut.
draft, or sorry, the UFL draft, CFL
Yeah.
draft, the
Yep.
Japanese Football League draft. We're doing
Hmm.
all of them.
Colin
The
needs
Chinese
a,
football
Colin,
league,
we need a
Chinese
second
football league.
channel. It's fourth and wrong extended cuts.
And
Absolutely
it's all,
not.
it's all the arguments you cut out. That would actually be kind of fun.
There
a great
was
idea.
I think it was the last episode I put out. There was
If
a
you weren't so
whole,
busy, I'd say yes, but
there was a whole
I know
ass
you're a busy
chunk.
guy.
It was literally like I was watching through it and it turned into an argument so fast, and I was just like
Oh,
clicking
really?
like
Us?
a couple minutes like apart from each other. Argument was still going. Argument was still going. Argument was still going. And eventually I was like, none of this is usable. And I cut like 15 minutes of the show just straight out. Like I
That
don't
could've
even
been the
know what we
director's
talked
cut.
about. Honestly, I just knew we were yelling at each other the whole time.
I believe
So-
it.
It's going to
Alright,
be
Dallas.
just like this
All
kicker
right.
situation.
So anyway,
Not trivia time, but
No.
no. But we didn't actually talk about the Lions uniforms yet. I just had mentioned that we were getting
Yes,
uniforms,
sir.
and then I said the draft, and you cut me off about the draft.
Yep.
So anyway, the other thing that came out
Good, Mark.
today with that
Goes out of there.
conversation, the other thing that came out of that conversation with Rod Wood today was the Lions confirmed that they are getting new uniforms ahead of the NFL draft next month. So pretty soon.
Just
I'm a
new
little
alt,
worried
correct?
because Nike has been like fucking around a little bit lately with uniforms, and like
Especially
Well,
those baseball jerseys.
they're
Those-
gonna be sweet or they're gonna suck. Like there's
Well, it's
no in
just new-
between.
It's just new alts, correct?
No, it's
new-
new everything.
You're joking.
It's new everything.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's new
He
alt.
said they're not going to tweak much, but they're going to tweak some things. They're going to bring in new pants, is one of the things he specified. The pant
I don't
design is
think
going to
they're not.
change.
They're not gonna go.
I will pull up the conversation right now, bro.
They
Also-
might add like
Because
a
last year,
black again into the
last year that was no, they can't do that though because black is in the logo. They would have
No,
to
well, they-
remake the logo.
I mean, why not?
They could redo the
They-
color
they-
scheme.
they-
Crazy how that
Yeah,
works.
They could redo it.
I'm thinking.
Because
I'm
last
thinking
year-
that you were
last-
like maybe where it's gonna be new alts.
Last year, because pre-draft the talk was getting new uniforms, but it was new alts is specifically what was mentioned. And then they released the helmet for the alts, and then I'm pretty sure it's just alts, unless they completely changed course on what they were doing from last year, which obviously is a possibility.
Lions
be fair,
president
they-
Rod Wood on new uniforms. This is from Colton Pouncey. Shout out Colton. They're honoring our traditional color with a little updating and twist. We're going to introduce a couple different pant options that can go with the jerseys, so it will give us different options to wear during the season. So they're going with the traditional color, but they're twisting the jerseys. What happened to Marshall?
I don't
Trey
know.
Wingo. Trey Wingo. You mean?
Sorry,
Marshall, did you hear any of what I said about the tweet I just read?
No, he just
but
came back.
Trey Wingo.
Okay.
He's
So-
got inside source.
Colton Pouncey from The Athletic, Lions president Rod Wood on new uniforms. They're honoring our traditional color with a little updating and twist. We're going to introduce a couple different pant options that can go with the jerseys, so it will give us different options to wear during the season. That to me sounds like they are twisting like the main jerseys
Nah. I
and
don't
then
think so.
adding different pant options. That is what I got out
If
of
they
that.
change the shade of like blue or anything,
They're not changing like the color. They're changing. They're
What all
updating
can
the
you-
look.
Maybe
They're
like a
updating the look.
design.
They can change the fucking font and shit like they did before.
Yeah, that's
I hate-
not, that I hate that. That's stupid.
It's
I don't-
it's stupid. It's
I
stupid.
don't want it.
What aggravates? Okay, Marv sounds like a little kid. I don't want it.
I
I don't
don't
like
want
it.
it.
I don't want it.
Let's have a more in-depth argument against it. But like they've been eligible since 2022 because the rule is you can't change jerseys You can only change them once every 5 years. So last time the line changed them was 2017. That's when they went with the new logo, the new font, all added gray, all that bullshit. So, like, I know you can only do it once every 5 years, and they want to do it for money reasons, but can we just leave them the fuck alone? Like I know the grays aren't good, and you
Get
guys
rid of the
guys don't like the
WCF
grays.
on the side. That's my biggest thing right now. Is get rid of that.
What?
The William Clay Ford
Absolutely.
patch.
Hell no.
No,
Hell
get rid of it. Get rid of it.
That
Doesn't
needs
need
to
to
be
be there anymore.
That needs to be there.
No, move
But
on. Move
I
on.
can understand.
Put MCDC on the side. I'll be okay with that.
Okay,
Hell
how about WCF on the one side, MCDC on the other side, a big Brad nameplate across the front. I'm in favor of that.
Fuck the number. Just put B Brad on the front. Just BRAD Brad.
Personal foul. Offense.
Brad.
Brad.
Holding on the offense.
Brad.
10-yard penalty.
That was Brad's first
I
unsportsmanlike conduct penalty towards disqualification. We recognize the entire team is wearing Brad jerseys. The next unsportsmanlike conduct penalty gets the entire team ejected.
We'd forfeit so many games.
Man.
I agree that the grays can be changed. Since they released the new helmet, I agree the grays do not work.
No, fuck no.
I think that the ult should now be that more chrome blue that's on the helmet.
Like a
I think the
metallic.
entire jersey
Yeah.
should look like that. I agree.
That helmet's still good.
I personally,
The helmet's goated, yeah.
I think the consensus belief is that in terms of like alternate looks, they're gonna get rid of the gray. Like that's just like
yes,
not
and I
negotiable.
agree. I like the gray personally, but as soon as they came
Yeah.
out with the new helmet, I'm like, okay, they're gonna get rid of the gray. Like just that it doesn't work with the helmet.
I hope that they do like a
I do not
modernized,
want
like take bits of this last uniform set and mix them with like the 90s Barry Sanders look.
Ooh, yeah.
No.
That's what I would like.
I don't want the jersey.
personally.
Okay, not to be bearer of bad news, but we still have a jersey bracket and 2 trivias. So like,
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that can segue us into the.
That's why
jersey
I
bracket.
kinda didn't even think we were talking
That was
about
my
that.
point, and then we started talking a little too much about it. I was gonna be like, hey, by the way, Lions New Jerseys. That segues us into the jersey bracket.
Just
So the other thing is obviously it's March Madness right now, and that is bracket season. So we thought it would be fun to do a March Madness style NFL jersey bracket. So Dallas, you made this bracket, so I'll let you kind of lead this part.
Are you gonna be able to show it to them?
Let's say, are you gonna be able?
I'll overlay it when I'm editing. Like I'll put it in the video.
So
We
it's
don't need
just
to
gonna
see
be
it
like
now. You all
just
have
gonna
it.
be
Are you sure you can do that?
Yes, I can do that. Fuck off.
That's actually very simple editing, right?
Yes,
there.
it is quite literally just layer it over the video and you're done. Crazy.
All right, let's start top left.
So to go into the bracket, I kind of fudged the seating a little bit. I didn't pay too much attention into it, in all honesty.
And now he's realizing how much he fucked up.
No. But the jerseys that I picked, I based off of sales, popularity / reaction towards these jerseys, just overall what people think about these jerseys in total. And in my opinion, I picked 8 AFC jerseys, 8 NFC jerseys. I felt like that was the easiest way to go about it because you didn't want 10 AFC jerseys, and like I kind of wanted to be a little bit even. So that's kind of.
I just realized you did all NFC one side, all AFC one side.
Yeah.
I'm
so
dumb after just realizing.
So that's kind of how I based it off of. I didn't go too in depth for the seeding. I did for the NFC. I did put the Packers jerseys in the 8th seed, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. We're gonna start with the 1 and 8 seed, the powder blue Chargers versus the Denver Orange Crush jerseys.
Just a heads up to the fans, because I said this before we started recording. We'll each make our pick, and since there's 4 of us, if it's a 2v2 tie, I'm literally just going to do a coin flip on my phone, and basically we'll say one side's heads, one side's tails, and then that's who wins. So, and I'm guessing, Dallas, you have a way you're going to write it down on what advances and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll pay attention to that.
All right, let's
All
make
right,
it.
well,
So we're
I'm
not spending
going-
hours on this arguing. Let's just go.
I would say
through.
we don't got to explain
Yep.
ourselves. We'll just
Yeah.
pick, and then whoever the winner is, you deal with it.
Okay.
I'm going powder blue.
I am also going powder blue.
I am also going powder blue.
This pisses me off because it's a 1v1 seed, and I'll just let that be.
This one I
will.
will give you. This is a
These are
tough
the
matchup.
2 best jerseys maybe ever. Like this should be the final.
No,
Yes.
no.
It's
Shut
up there.
up. All right.
Anyway, I'm going Orange Crush just out of respect. I don't want it being swept. That's honestly, I
think
wanted
that's
to pick
valid.
powder
Okay,
blue.
that's
And
fair.
that is
That's
valid
fair.
as fuck.
I wanted to pick powder blues, but you guys have forced my hand.
Steelers.
It was a
classic...
valiant effort by the Orange Crush jerseys.
Yep.
Came up just short at the buzzer.
Next bracket is classic Steelers home jerseys versus the all teal Dolphins jerseys.
Steelers, no question.
I'm gonna agree, Steelers.
I do like the Dolphins teal. I think their color scheme is underrated, but the all teal it's just not a great look. I think the Steelers clear.
I'm going all teal.
I thought you guys would all go all T, and I was going to be the only Steelers. I'm definitely going Steelers. That's the classic.
That's another one of those iconic legacy.
It is probably
uniforms,
the
and
most.
it's been unchanged for years. They might tweak a little bit each time they get a new uniform, but it's been mostly unchanged.
Yeah.
All right, for the next bracket, you got the Patriots red. Pat the Patriot? Is that what it is?
Yes, I believe that as well.
The red jerseys for the Patriots versus the all black unis for the Baltimore Ravens.
Honestly, I normally am a sucker for all black unis, but I'm going Pat the Patriot here.
I agree. I'm also a sucker for all black uniforms, so that's why I'm going with the Ravens.
I'm also going to go with the Ravens.
That's crazy. I like these Ravens jerseys, but what makes them is the pants. That's what kind of sells it for me. And I'm only going jersey itself. So I'm definitely Pat the Patriot. Those are
All right. So
those are
Colin and Donnie go with Pat the Patriot.
All right, our first coin toss.
All right, so we'll
Chucking
say
up a prayer.
if
Final
Pat the
seconds of the
Patriot gets
game.
eliminated round 1, I am fucking voiding this entire
Colin and Donnie can be heads. Me and Dallas will be tails. Oh, sorry. Flip a coin.
Tails.
Me and Dallas. Tails.
This is bullshit.
Tails.
This is bullshit.
Pat the Patriot deserves so much better.
Pat the Patriot
are
is
such
literally
good
a
uniforms.
finals fucking matchup.
I'm not a big fan.
That's a
They're great jerseys.
that's
They
a
are. I
UMBC
like the-
over
I
number
like-
one
They're not better than
Virginia
the-
type
oh
upset,
my
in my opinion.
It's not even the Ravens' best jersey. What the fuck?
right.
The next bracket, you have the Titans, which I think it should belong to the Texans personally. The Oilers jerseys, the powder blue Oilers jerseys versus the Bengals white tiger iced out jerseys.
Oilers.
Before we vote, I swear to fucking God, if the Bengals fucking win this, I'm going to be livid.
Give me the Oilers.
Don't worry, Donnie. I'm going Oilers. Don't
Thank
worry.
you,
Calm down.
fucking Jesus.
The ice whites are nice though.
Damn, because
They are, but these are so much
literally
better.
I'm literally going. This sucks. Why'd you put two good jerseys together? Because I love
These are not two good ones.
No,
ice
whites are
this is a
fire.
great one, and okay, these are cool
The
as an
ice
alternate.
whites are
Yes.
fire.
This is they're cool right now.
To
Jerseys
be
versus
fair,
one of the best jerseys ever made.
Reason I'm going to go with the Oilers jerseys is because I think what makes those ice white jerseys so good is the helmets, and we're not basing it off the full uniform. So
Yeah.
that's
I
why
was gonna say otherwise it's just a white jersey.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're
No shit.
not. That's why I'm saying. That's why I just pointed out, dickheads. Is that literally it's the full uniform. The helmet makes that outfit. If it wasn't for if it's just jerseys, I am going easily the Oilers.
But
I mean, me
this is also-
personally.
Sorry, this is also bullshit because you guys went Ravens because they're all black, and this is only a black jersey. I wasn't considering the pants and the helmet.
I mean, I personally am going through putting in helmet and pants into the uniform combo, because sometimes a jersey is kind of mid, but the pants and helmet make up for it, i.e. those Patriot red jerseys. If they would have just had
the red jersey on its own is fine.
I think the white helmet makes it though.
All right, Oilers.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think of the helmet as part of it. I think of the logo.
I still
specific.
think Pat the Patriot.
You know what I
clears
mean?
that, though.
Yeah, I
even
agree.
if you're taking the whole picture into account, I think Pat the Patriot clears.
All
That's what
right.
I've been doing too. Is I've been considering the whole uniform.
I'm going to let the Bengals get swept on this one. Those Oilers jerseys are so fucking clean. I love those. Even the new ones that are tweaked and not as good as the originals, they're still really fucking good.
All right. To make it easy, we're gonna stay on this side and we're just gonna finish it
Just
out.
get all the way to the final four on this
Yep.
side.
We have the Chargers powder blue versus the Steelers home jerseys.
Ooh. I think I'm gonna go Steelers, unfortunately.
Whoa.
It's tough. It was a coin flip for me, honestly.
Are
And
we-
I was
are
just
we
like,
going
gut was like
these-
Steelers.
This might be a stupid question. Are we going these Charger powder blues? Because these ones aren't as good as like the throwback, like fucking 80s, 90s.
We're going these, I think.
To
it's
be
the
fair,
picture
this
that
was
was
the
used.
most HD photo I could find of those bitches.
That's a good point. That's a good point, but these also are not as good as fucking the original powder blues.
And if it makes you feel better, those orange crush jerseys that
those are the new ones.
those are technically not even the right helmet. Those are like it's because it's a darker blue helmet because they never wore them with the lighter blue helmet. So
Yeah,
that's
'cause
like
isn't it? That's new.
but that's what they wore back in the day. So
Anyway.
and
Steelers.
anyway, Colin went Steelers. I'm going with Steelers. I'm riding with the black and gold.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm going powder blue.
Yeah, it's powder blue and not even close.
It's
Even these
powder
new
blue.
ones that aren't as good are still better than the Steelers.
All right, Colin and Dallas can be heads. Me and Donnie will be tears. I swear, if the powder blue.
No shit, dude.
Oh, okay. Me and
Powder
Donnie-
blues are
Flip a
fucking my
coin.
finals pick.
It's tails this time.
Let's go. Powder blue moves on.
Bro,
I
tails
can't
two
be mad
times in
with
a
it.
row. This is rigged.
I can't
Powder
be mad.
blue. Colin, you're the only one who's lost twice. I flip sides.
All right, the next bracket is going to be the Ravens all blacks versus the Oilers throwbacks.
This is not even fucking close, guys.
Colin?
Yeah, I think it's got to be
Okay.
Oilers.
Okay.
Colin
Yes.
just forgot.
I was
Colin-
considering it for a second.
Colin-
I was like, no.
Colin passed out mid-session.
Yep, we're gonna go Oilers here.
Yeah,
That
I'm
better be a
going.
clean sweep.
I'm going Oilers.
Oilers clean sweep. Those,
Yeah.
God, I love those jerseys so much.
All right, to get into the finals, you have the Chargers powder blue versus the Oiler
Oilers.
throwbacks.
Oilers.
I'm going Oilers.
I'm going the powder blue.
You
This
fucking
this
bitch.
is gonna be a coin flip. I can already tell.
I
I'm also
There
doing
is a
like-
clear answer.
I unironically love both of these jerseys about the same amount, so I'm gonna let the coin decide. I will go powder blues just
I think
just
that's
so it's
fair.
50-50.
All right.
Just so it's a 50.
I swear to
Tails is
God,
one
if
every
it's
time. I'll let you guys be tails this time.
no, because this time it's gonna be heads.
It's
Fuck
gonna be
you. We're
No,
heads.
tails.
We're
All right,
heads.
all
Under
right.
tails.
All right, you guys.
We're
are
tails.
heads. Me and Donnie are tails.
If it's tails a third time, something's
Flip a
fucked.
coin.
It's heads this time.
Oh,
Let's go.
Fuck.
lucky.
The
All right.
Oilers move on to the championship.
I was happy with either.
I'm
side.
okay.
Those jerseys are both.
All right, creamsicle versus Packers. Give me the creamsicle, man.
Yeah, give me those creamsicles.
This game,
I know y'all
they
were mad
rested-
disrespectful to the Packers
rested
earlier.
all their starters, and it was an 82-0 blowout.
I know y'all were
Creamsicles
disrespectful to the
by
Packers
fucking
earlier, and you're kind of
7
being disrespectful to the Packers
miles.
jerseys now. Those jerseys are good.
Awful.
They have a good uniform.
They're
with them.
terrible.
Iconic.
They're
Their
Their
bad.
jerseys. Their
This
jerseys
is like
are
the
iconic.
Notre Dame of the NFL.
I wouldn't be a Packers fan if I wouldn't be a Packers fan just based
or
off
like
of-
Alabama. Like
Listen, I will give you they're iconic, but guess what? They can also be iconic and
And
fucking mid at the
bad.
same.
Yeah.
Like they can be
Nah.
iconic and like
nah.
the fact that they're up against a creamsicle, they shouldn't even be next to them. I feel bad for the fucking creamsicles that they have to be near the Packers.
All right, so all four of us are creamsicle.
Yes, sir.
God damn it! How dare, especially Aaron Rodgers? Fuck that fucking fuck.
Bullshit.
Huh. Interesting.
Fuck him.
What were you gonna say there, Don?
He's a fuck. I was thinking of ayahuasca, but I wasn't gonna spit that one out and fuck it up.
All right.
All right. Oh, you got it, Colin? You want
No,
it?
you got it. You got
All
it.
right.
Worst
I just
matchup
knew
of
that
all.
one was gonna be quick, so I wanted to do it.
16
Yeah.
versus 16 seed.
The next matchup, you have the all black Dirty Bird
It's
jerseys.
not all black.
That's not
Well,
the Dirty Birds.
They are the Dirty Birds.
Not-
Bullshit.
not all black.
Yeah, they're the
Not
up.
all
They're
black, brother.
they're the throwback. They're the
I take
Dirty
back what I
Birds.
said. I did not think those were the Dirty Birds.
The Dirty Birds.
I love the Dirty Birds. Actually.
They're
Like I
still
said,
not all black though.
They're
Those are
not all
very
black.
clearly white pants.
Yeah, shut up, Colin. So the Dirty Birds versus the Rams throwbacks.
God, those Rams ones were so good. I wish they didn't totally fuck up the Rams uniforms.
Come on, Kyle. It's pretty clear.
I'm going Rams.
I'm going Dirty Birds.
I'm going Dirty Birds without question.
I don't like I didn't even think these were Dirty Birds, so I'll take back the 16 versus 16 talk. But the real Dirty Birds, 100%, not even close.
Yeah, once again, it was the lack of HD photos of those black uniforms.
Guys, if this
Yeah, I honestly thought that was the normal Falcons home jerseys like right now. I was like, why the fuck are they on this?
if this next one's even
You got to
close.
do the two-tone red and black uniforms. They won like twice.
The gradients. ATL across the top.
Where's the Jaguars? Their fucking two-tone helmet. That's the one I want.
We got to do a helmet bracket next.
Oh man.
Give me the Browns.
Next section, we got the 90s throwback Seahawks jerseys that they brought back this year with the throwback Cowboys
It's
unis.
not even a question. Give me the Seahawks.
Thank you.
Yes, the Seahawks clear.
Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah. Not even close. That's not even the best.
I am kind of a fan, like low key, like I kind of like these Cowboys uniforms. But
Anytime I see
it's not
this,
even close.
anytime I see
these.
someone wearing these jerseys, it's a middle-aged man with a really bad haircut. He's got khakis down to his ankles, and he's wearing slides.
To be fair, I own one of these jerseys of Emmitt Smith, so I'm not going to comment on that.
The biggest Emmitt Smith hater.
You also
in
fit that demographic.
To be fair, I have no idea where this jersey came from. Literally have no idea how I got it. So, but yeah,
So
it's Seahawks for sure.
I will say the reason I picked these Cowboys jerseys is because of the popularity they've had in recent history as well as past history. Plus, out of the Cowboys uniforms, I think I like these the
Here we go.
most.
The
All
greatest
right.
matchup ever.
So I know
the final
how
part of the
you-
bracket.
I know how you both feel about the Lions jerseys that are up next. Set your bias aside, because I know one of you is going to pick the Lions jerseys out of spite.
Nope.
This is which one of these two is the better uniform combo?
Yeah, that's
and there
what
is
we're voting on,
clear
Colin.
number one.
We are voting on that.
Kelly
Colin.
Green.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
We cannot let this be decided by the coin. Fuck you. I don't care.
Marshall? Come on.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
You know,
Deshaun Jackson.
You do
Michael
it, I'm doing
Vick.
If you do it, I'm doing it just to let the fucking coin decide.
Think of Deshaun Jackson.
I liked him a lot.
You cannot.
I liked him a lot. And I was like, dang, these are pretty good jerseys. And then I got me one. And I wear it all the time to every game. Give me the Lions grays.
Guess what, boys? The coin's deciding. Let's fucking go.
Hey, Colin, what do you want to be? Heads or tails, buddy?
I want to be heads.
All right. So you guys are heads, me and Donnie are tails.
Come on.
Flip a coin.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
Oh, she's still deciding. Hold on. Flip a coin.
It's tails this time.
Let's go. Lions grays. Move on.
Fucking 16 seed going to the fucking final.
I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna edit this. So it's gonna be Kelly Green's the rest of the way. I'm gonna dub it.
Just over our lips, Kelly Green.
The video's gonna stop. It's gonna be like Kelly Green.
All right,
In
moving.
another universe, these guys play.
What
each
an
other in the
upset,
final,
though.
by the way.
To be fair,
It shouldn't have been an upset. You guys voted for it out of at least one of you did.
Listen,
There's no way you genuinely. There is no either you
Oh,
are incredibly stupid or you did it out of spite because there's no way you genuinely believe.
Hey, Colin,
love
this
it.
is us
That the
not taking a-
Grays are better than the Kelly Green Eagles
Colin,
uniforms.
Colin,
That is one of the best, if not
Colin,
the best
Colin,
uniform combo
this
of
is-
all time.
Colin, this is how me and Marshall feel when you said you wouldn't take an 80+ yard field goal kicker. To be honest, like literally.
This makes even less sense than that.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
Make it
Sorry.
clear to the fans real quick.
You can
These
appeal it.
two in a different universe to make it clear to the fans play each other in the finals. Absolutely.
No. This is a 1v16 seed. This is
No,
what
that's
that
a
is.
1v1.
No.
They play each other in the finals in a separate universe.
It's not even the
No.
best Lions jersey. But moving on,
No,
we have
it's
the
not.
creamsicles versus the Dirty
The Lions
Birds.
are all goated.
Creamsicles versus the Dirty
Creamsicle.
Birds. I'm going Dirty Birds.
Oh, I was expecting. Okay, this gives me an option. I really like the Dirty Birds. I'm also very biased for the Falcons jerseys, but the Dirty Birds are great, but those creamsicles are they are really just nice. So I don't know. That's hard. I might have Siri decide my pick on this one because I really like them both.
Oh, bro.
I don't think this one's that
I'll
hard.
go. I'll go creamsicle.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love those Dirty Birds. The creamsicle jerseys are so clean.
They're
They're-
so good.
Thank you.
They're so
Thank
good.
God. I was like, if the coin's gonna decide another one, I was gonna be pissed.
I'm
The
just
coin-
mad
coin-
today.
the
Next-
jerseys look so good.
Next round, we got the throwback Seahawks unis versus the gray retro
Talk about
helmet.
a fucking championship
Lions.
matchup in an early round. This is so much more deserving of the fucking, like, it should have been Kelly Green versus this. It should have been Kelly Green versus this.
You're right. It should have because the Lions would have been in the top seed versus the creamsicles.
Shut the fuck up. You know what? Out of spite, give me the Seahawks. Fuck
I'm
you.
not even out of spite.
Not
man.
even
Those-
really out of spite. The
That was
Seahawks
not
are
even
just
out of
genuinely
spite.
better.
those
That was
Seahawks
just
jerseys
generally
are
done like
better.
jerseys.
I swear to
I-
God, if the Lions win
will
this again
say-
on a coin flip, I'm going to be
Or
so
Marshall?
fucking pissed.
I will say
Marshall?
the Grays have grown on me with the
Whichever
with the addition
motherfucker
of the
votes for the
helmet.
Lions uniform in this is getting kicked from the fucking Zoom right now.
See, that's funny to me. I didn't hear what Colin said. It's funny to me because the gray jerseys used to be my favorite. Now they are kind of fading with me just because of the helmet. Like I don't think they work with.
We got those uniforms when I was 17. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'm fucking 23 now, and I think they're mid.
Colin, hold on. Before we keep going, Colin, have you owned one or like worn or seen one of those like up close?
Yeah.
The gray jerseys.
I
Yeah.
think Marshall wore one
I-
at the game we went to.
Marshall wears one to the
'Cause I
game
think-
we go to every fucking time.
Okay.
I've got
I
two.
think they look very like okay, like when I see a photo of them. When I have mine and I look at it, I'm like, this is fucking clean. Like when
I
I'm
love
up,
wearing it. It's
when
my
I'm
favorite
actually
jersey to
holding
wear.
it, I'm like, this
Like,
is
it
really
changes.
It
nothing
also
for
just
me.
goes with any outfit I'm wearing. I feel like the gray is just so nice. But anyways, Dallas said
Yeah,
this
Marshall's all about
earlier,
matching guys.
and unlike Donnie, what he said, I do love the helmet. Absolutely, I have one, and I've seen it in person. It's freaking amazing.
Well, the helmet itself is sweet. It's the helmet with
Mhm.
the gray. Like,
Oh,
they
I
fucked
like
up.
it. I actually do like
We
it.
should have retired
And,
the grays
you know,
and done
Dallas
all
said this
blue with the blue
earlier.
helmet.
He thinks the helmet does matter a little bit. And the only problem with those Seahawks throwback is that that Seahawk is messed up. There's that Seahawk is unbelievable.
What are
There
you
are some bro. That Seahawk is tweaking.
I'm not gonna let him make his pick because he's about to do some dumb
So,
shit.
so let's be honest. He's gonna pick the Lions. I think we all agree.
Uh-huh. Choose your next words carefully, Donnie.
Can we get? Let's
Otherwise,
get him back.
Dallas and I are finishing this podcast right
Let's-
after this.
Let's get him back in. No, it's gonna be kind of funny. Let Marshall back in.
I gotta figure out how to.
Bro's already off and trying to make himself a grilled cheese right now.
Man,
Bro's having dinner right now.
All right, Marshall. We're assuming that you're gonna go with the Lions. Is that correct?
You know, if you would have let me finish, I was gonna go Seahawks, but because Tom wants to be a punk ass bitch and put me in the waiting room,
you insulted
give me the
Seahawks.
fucking Lions.
Okay, boys. Here we go. The
I
coin
don't have a
is
gun.
not deciding another one. I love the Lions grays, but those Seahawks jerseys are so fucking
Thank
good.
you. Thank
I'm going-
Fuck you,
man.
Colin.
To be
Fuck
fair,
you.
to be fair,
Put me in the
listen,
damn
listen,
waiting room because
listen.
you're pissed off.
listen.
This is like when
guys.
UConn just
I want
murdered
to
Yale the other
clarify
night.
this.
I know what my picture.
I want to clarify this. This is a 2 seed versus a 16 seed, and like the 16 seed lost on like a missed layup. Like it was 79 to 80.
No. It's
Yes,
like
that's the
80 to
scenario.
65 at least.
No.
Move on. Move on.
All
Okay.
right. To get into the championship round, we have the Creamsicles versus the throwback Seahawks.
It was all coming down to this, boys. Let's not play games. This
You
is
know
the
what?
real matchup.
You know what? Here's my upset. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Creamsicle.
I don't think that's an upset. I think they're both good.
We might have to go to a
I think the
coin for
Creamsicle
this
is
one.
definitely favored.
We might have to go to a coin on this because I'm going Seahawks too.
Yeah, I was gonna go Seahawks, but Colin went Seahawks, so I'm gonna go creamsicles on this one.
See, I like them both, but the creamsicles just have stood the test of time. Even when the Bucks sucked, those jerseys still looked good. So
These
Flip it
fucking
a coin.
Seahawks jerseys still look good. I don't understand.
Steve Largent.
people, let's
This
to
is
be
better
fair,
than their main
like-
combo.
like- to be fair, like the AFC ones on the other side, where I was happy with either winning, I'm happy with either winning here.
we
Both
should
of these.
do
jerseys
a
are
we should do a
Flip a coin.
worst jerseys NIT bracket next.
Yes.
I got you.
yes, that's actually
Surprisingly, the Lions Grays are going to be on both brackets.
Shut up!
Colin, what do you want? Heads or tails?
I'll let Dallas decide.
This man Marshall's somehow gonna rig it this time.
Tails never fails.
All right, you guys get
Until it
heads,
does.
down and get tails. Okay. Flip a coin.
What?
It's heads.
Hey, let's go, baby. The
Wait, what was-
Seahawks move on to the championship.
Let's go. So it's Oilers
I actually
versus
lie. I'm
Seahawks.
kind of mad. That I'm mad now. The fucking creamsicle should have won. Fuck you.
So the championship round here
Sucks
for the
to suck.
fourth and wrong March Madness NFL jersey bracket.
You know,
have-
if you hadn't been dumbasses and had let the Kelly Green make it all the way,
Colin,
the Kelly
what is
Green
your
would be the
problem? What
championship
happened
right now.
at work
That's just
today?
what
How about
that's
that?
all I'm
Who
saying.
hurt you?
Shut your mouth.
I think this might
Oilers-
replace trivia today, quite honestly.
Oilers versus the throwback Seahawks.
Starting a
I
petition.
thought it was the
for
powder
vote.
blues. I thought it was
Was
the powder blue one.
no, I thought the Oilers won the coin toss.
Yeah,
No,
the
the Oilers
Oilers
won.
won.
Okay. I'm kind of mad now. The powder blue should have won. I lied. I am not happy with both picks. I want the fucking other two in.
This is terrible. The fact these are not two of the best jerseys in the NFL.
These are two of the best
Well,
jerseys in the
they're-
NFL. These
no,
are
they're
the
two of the
best
top
jerseys in the
5
NFL.
jerseys.
Colin,
Actually, no,
Colin,
no.
Colin,
These are
how many jerseys you got?
these
Colin,
are
how
number
many jerseys you
2
got?
and number
Colin?
3 because the
Colin,
real
I'm
best
going
jersey
jersey
in the
for
NFL
jersey with
are
you,
the
Colin.
Eagles Kelly Greens.
How many jerseys?
And
you
why'd
got?
they go home round one, Colin? Why'd they go home round one?
Because of a fucking coin flip. We relied on a
Virginia the
coin
best
flip
team?
because
Was
you both
Virginia
are
the
without
best
taste
basketball team
and
of all
also
time
think
when they
that it's
lost to
worth spending a
UMBC?
first round pick on a
Was
kicker.
Was Virginia the best fucking college basketball team in the world when they lost to UMBC?
No, no,
sorry,
they weren't.
sorry.
No, they weren't. Kelly Greens
Sorry.
are.
Kelly Greens
are
Kelly
the
Greens
best
are
jersey.
Virginia. Kelly Greens are 2020 Virginia.
It also
Sorry.
doesn't make better that Jason
Sorry.
Kelsey doesn't play for them anymore.
Yep. To be fair,
All
Jalen
right,
Hurts is-
so Oilers versus throwback Seahawks. Colin, who you picking?
Just out of spite, I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going Oilers.
I need them to go all the way.
I wanted to go Seahawks, but Colin went Seahawks.
Coin flip, coin flip, coin flip.
I'm going Seahawks. The Oilers are a little overrated.
I want to go
No,
ahead
I
and
think they're
write
really good.
in the fucking powder blues, but means I can't do that. I am going to
You're
go.
just going with a different powder blue. It's fine.
I'm going with the Oilers. They are kind of similar. The new ones, the new powder blues, and the new Oilers.
All right, Dallas
Coin
and Donnie,
flip.
which one are you? Heads or
Donnie, you
tails?
got it. You got it.
I'm going heads. Heads.
Come on, Jerome Bettis.
Flip a coin.
I was gonna try to figure out like tails.
You guys didn't even hear it.
No,
What
Heads.
was it?
You'll never find out.
okay.
No, that's your opportunity to say it's the fucking Seahawks, you dumbass.
Flip a coin.
Tails.
And the official best jersey
No,
of the
not
Fourth and
official.
Wrong podcast is
Not
the
official.
throwback Seahawks jerseys confirmed.
It's not. That was
Guys-
the worst bracket ever.
This
Kelly Green.
this is a bad bracket because that's like the third best jersey.
I
on
can't
this.
believe you
I'm not gonna-
motherfuckers sent the Kelly Greens home over
Sorry,
the
bro.
Lions.
Sorry. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't understand how they were that good. They got bounced round 1 by 16 seed. I don't get it. I don't know.
I ask myself the same question about the Kentucky basketball team every day.
Yup, and I fucking quit. I'm done.
Hey, you walked right into
I wish I
that,
could
man.
remove Colin. How do I fucking remove you?
You can't. You're not the host. Fuck you.
Marshall, where are you?
So
You really did
you-
walk right into that one.
All right, we're going to start off trivia here on the Fourth and Wrong podcast in honor of Aaron Donald announcing his
the heck?
retirement. We never touched on it. I have the top 3 quarterbacks that he has sacked. You guys are going to be guessing the top 3 quarterbacks Aaron Donald has sacked.
Like the amount based on amount of times, or like how good
Yep.
their quarterback
About-
careers were.
About amount of sacks for these 3 quarterbacks.
Think too long, Colin.
I feel like one of them's got to be in division, and so I'm gonna say Russell Wilson.
I would say all of them are in division.
Russell Wilson at number 1 with 15 sacks against Russell Wilson. Out of his 111, I believe, career sacks.
That's pretty good.
What's that division? 49ers have never really had a full quarterback for I feel like Aaron Donald's career. Cardinals, Kyler Murray's not that great.
Yeah, I was avoiding the Cardinals.
Cardinals not that easy Kyler Murray's not that easy to tackle. Damn. I'll go Kyler Murray.
It is Kyler Murray at
Wow.
number 2 with 6.5 sacks.
I figured he was gonna be on there. You gotta think, guys. These divisions, like he's playing them fucking 3
Twice.
times as much as anybody else.
Yep.
True.
I'm gonna
And
go
then-
Jimmy G.
It is not Jimmy G.
Fuck it. What the fuck? You got Kyler's fucking tall or skinny mobile ass, but not fucking Jimmy G, who's standing like a statue.
Fun fact, Jimmy G is at 3.5 sacks.
That's
I wish
crazy.
he would have ripped Jimmy G's fucking head off.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, if it's not
Okay.
Jimmy G, I don't think it's anyone else in the division. Fuck, that opens up like a whole world of people it could be.
Yep. Now there's 29 other teams, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Plus, you got to factor in anybody that might be retired,
Well, at least-
like Tom Brady. But I
Tom
don't think
Brady.
it is Tom Brady.
Nope. He's only sacked him twice.
Damn. Trying to think of teams. I don't know. Tom Brady, just because he's AFC, I feel like that's not. I'm gonna go. No, never mind. I was gonna. I feel he retired a little too early. I feel like. You know what? This is a wild answer, but it ain't terrible when you hear me out. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It is not Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Hey, he played a lot of places, man.
Yeah, but he didn't
He
play a
did.
lot of games. I think it's kind of the.
Yeah, I know, but like
I don't want to go for games played. I'm gonna go in terms of game played. I don't know how much they actually played the Rams, but I'm assuming quite a bit means they're in the same conference. Give me Aaron Rodgers.
It is not Aaron Rodgers.
Okay,
Aaron Rodgers only 2 times.
interesting.
How many times was Kyler Murray?
6.5.
So it's
He
gonna
was
be
second place.
The other
6 or fewer.
third place, I will tell you,
That
is
could
6.
realistically come in like 2 games.
I'm
It
telling
could
you
come
right
in
now,
one
it's
game.
6 sacks.
6 sacks.
Is third.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees only twice.
It's gonna be somebody random, guys. So we need to just start peppering quarterbacks.
Let me just throw a dart at the wall. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, no. 3.5 though. We're getting closer.
Oh, that's the closest
We're-
one.
we're
That's the
getting
closest
closer.
One.
Um,
I'll say I never did nothing for trivia.
Yeah, you really had them.
You're not even in the frame right now. Shut the fuck up.
let's see. I'm trying to think of just statue-esque quarterbacks that have played for a while. Not Jimmy G. There's gonna be somebody from the.
Ooh, I got a guess.
I gotta guess too.
This one's gonna be out there, but he might have. What about Brock Purdy?
Not Brock Purdy.
More or less than Jimmy G.
What about
Not at all, actually.
Wow.
what
That's
about
kind of surprising. I mean, 2 years. I figured he at least had a couple.
I got one. and this might be a crazy pull. I just know that they played a couple times in the playoffs while he was still there, or not in the playoffs both times, but once in the playoffs, once in the regular season, and I think they kicked their ass both times. Mitch Trubisky.
Nope, not Trubisky.
Damn.
Trubisky's a little bit too mobile.
I was gonna say Dak Prescott.
Not Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
3 sacks though on him.
It's gonna be so fucking random. I already know.
Oh,
No.
this one's a fucking doozy. I'll tell you right now.
You were gonna make us do top 5 originally.
I was.
Hey,
To
I
be
know
fair-
who-
To be
I know who
fair,
it is.
y'all would have gotten 4.
We're doing top 10.
No, this is only
No.
top 3.
I know who it is. I know who it is.
What?
I know who it is. I know who it is. The way Dallas said it's a doozy, it's obviously got to be a good quarterback. Who would Dallas say is a doozy just because of a certain someone in the
Matthew
game? It's
Stafford?
Matthew Stafford.
It is Matthew Stafford with 6 sacks.
That's crazy.
No, I know nobody would have thought about it being he's on the Rams now.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about.
Well-
Oh, Detroit.
I didn't at all until you said this one's a doozy. Because obviously he can't be a doozy, but why would you say that?
To be honest with you, that's not even why it's so surprising to me. I mean, obviously that's like a common thing to think.
But we
But
played the Rams quite a bit through his years.
Yeah,
I feel like we haven't though. I feel like they haven't played that much.
we played a couple
Well,
of
we
times
played
in
the
the late
Rams. I remember
2010s.
we played the
I think the
Rams.
only benefit is Matthew Stafford fucking always played, and then like he played
Yeah.
on the same team for 10 years. It's
No,
like they
it's-
probably played the Rams at least 5 times during
It's
that
funny you
stretch.
say that, Donnie. I remember one of the first
We
games.
also had a pretty bad O line for most of those years.
I remember one of
That's
the first
fair.
games.
That's-
One of the first games I have in my memory, which was 2012. We played the Rams and
Aaron Donald wasn't on the team.
Stafford. Huh?
Aaron Donald wasn't on the team then though.
When did he get drafted in 2012?
He got drafted. He was the 2014 draft with
Oh,
OBJ.
yeah.
Well, I still,
Or
I mean, still, it was
13.
one of the first games I went to. We played the Rams, so
Interesting.
even if we played or not.
My
Okay.
first team was the Raiders, and it was
Spinning the
fucking
wheel.
18-16. It was an awful game.
All right. So the last trivia we're gonna do is gonna be the wheel spin of years, followed by the spin of topics. And we're gonna be keeping track on points. So there will be bragging rights at the end of this one. So
I gotta lock the fuck in, bro.
Oh,
Gotta
you might
lock
have to
in.
tap out now, buddy.
Gotta lock
Don't take
in.
it from me and
How
Could
Mark.
does
you
this work?
imagine if I win this? How
How does this work
insufferable I'm
again?
gonna be.
So I'm going to spin a
On top
wheel
of where
here
you
on my
already are.
phone from 2009 to current. We're going to be picking a year. I'm then going to spin a second wheel based off of that spin is going to be what the trivia is going to be. So we are going to be spinning the wheel of years.
Give me 2009 punt yard average.
The year is falling on 2011.
Ooh.
2011 is going to be the year.
Norm Van Brocklin. First guess.
We are then going to go to the wheel of trivia topics.
Lions made the playoffs that year.
So for the year of 2011, you guys are going to be going and getting the top 10 passing yards leaders.
Oh, here we go.
So
Can I go
give
first?
me 2 seconds
No.
while I pull this up.
Please.
No.
Colin. Let me go first.
I know the one. I gotta wait a second.
And like I said, this is points based.
How about we
So
just gentleman's agreement? Don't guess that guy, Colin.
No.
Damn right. Colin's gonna take it just like he fucking took Najee in front of me. I fucking know it. Fucking bitch.
all right, ladies and
Patrick
gentlemen.
Mahomes.
All right, Colin, lead us off.
Matthew Stafford.
You're a cocksucker.
Matthew Stafford
You're a
was
scumbag.
That was the
You know
one.
what?
Immediately, I was like, I know it's Matthew Stafford.
It's funny because like he's
Nothing
only
I can
doing
do about
it when
that.
when
I'm
there's
sorry about it.
easily another quarterback above him, Tom Brady.
fix this on my screen.
You're gonna get put in the fucking waiting room again.
You can't silence me, bitch.
Did I get Tom Brady?
Hold on, Buckaroo. Yes, so Matthew Stafford. Bro, why is it doing? This is throwing me off. I gotta go to a different fucking.
You're both getting booted, and I'm gonna win trivia by default.
Thank you, Marshall. Fucking stand up against the man.
Stand up against the man. Okay, so Matthew Stafford was number 3. Tom Brady was number 2. Donnie, you are up.
I don't even have a quarterback anymore.
Just think about quarterbacks that played.
Shut
and
up. Shut up. I don't hear shit from you. Fucking bitch. Give me Drew Brees.
Drew
You
Brees
bitch, that was gonna
was
be my
number
pick.
1.
Yeah, I had number 1, bitch. Suck on them nuts.
Suck on them nuts. Interesting. Colin, your turn.
Guess
Prepare
Matthew
to-
Stafford again. Fucking bitch.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers was top 5. Marshall, you are up.
Let me. Never mind. I was gonna say, never mind. I'll let you guys figure that out. Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers was number 6.
Someone's gonna say that person I was thinking of, and I think they'll be wrong.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, was that 8? Number 8. We're tied at 2 apiece. Colin, your turn.
Big Ben.
Big Ben Roethlisberger at number 9.
What about Eli Manning?
Eli Manning was 4th in passing yards that year.
Now we're at a.
Donnie,
Now
to
we're at
you.
Now I feel like we're at a shitty spot. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
How many people do we have left?
We have the number 7 and number 10 spot still available.
2011. Let's fucking. What teams were good in 2011?
The Oilers.
So this was the year Peyton was out, I believe. So Peyton's no. Four, you three. I know he's not gonna be on there. Give me Alex Smith.
Alex Smith is not in the top 10.
Fuck you guys. How come I drew the shit spot? Colin, you're a fucking bitch.
Colin, you're up. You have a
Yeah.
chance to take the
won't.
lead
You won't. Don't worry.
You're a
along with
fucking
Marshall.
bitch.
He's gonna get fucking Drew Brees again.
Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you.
Which ones do we have left again? We got
7 and 10.
Gosh.
Fucking bitch.
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo at 7.
Yup, you're a scumbag.
Marshall, to force a tiebreaker situation, who's the number 10?
Oh, we can see in your glasses. I think the
I'm on Twitter right now.
computer screen.
Shocker. Colin's looking it up.
I'm
He's
on
trying-
Twitter at the moment.
He's trying to
actually.
fight that
Sure.
hashtag against him right now on Twitter.
Yeah.
He is. Shit's already catching stream. I already have 1,000 retweets.
Joe Flacco.
It is not Joe Flacco. Donnie, you have a chance to tie with Marshall at least here.
Bro, I've been out of quarterbacks. Don't even hit me with that. I don't fucking know.
You can seal a second place tied finish.
I don't know
here.
what teams were good in 2011 anymore.
Oilers.
What do
I
you?
think
What's
I
that
might-
fucking
I
look
might-
for, Colin?
I might have a poll.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
I swear on everything fucking holy.
Yes,
He
Dana.
pulls out some bullshit. 2011.
What year did he get in the league?
Donnie, if you get this right, let me just set the stakes here. If you get this right, you
I
tie
know the
for
stakes.
second.
I know the stakes.
If you don't get it right, Colin has a chance to cement his win. If
If I
Colin
get a win,
misses,
I tie
though,
first.
well, you have 2 points. Marshall has 3. Colin has 4. So
Fucking what? We all had 2, and then Colin got 3.
there's
I only got
mathematically that's
Zero.
9 quarterbacks.
Fucking. I don't fucking know. Sam Bradford. I don't fucking.
not Sam Bradford. Colin to clinch the win, or are you giving Marshall a chance to go into a tiebreaker?
I am not, because I am convinced it's him, and if not, I'm going to be upset. Give me the former number 1 overall pick, Cameron Newton out of Auburn.
Colin with the win. Marshall second place. Donnie last.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Fourth and Wrong podcast. R.I.P. Donnie. That's all I got to say. See you guys in hopefully 2 weeks.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll see.